There's no John out there. No happy husband with a normal life. There's only John Wick, the killer.
And he's going to kill you.
Hello and welcome to Director's Choice, the YouTube channel where we dive deep into the characters and stories that make movies great. From iconic superheroes to complex anti-heroes, we explore the psychology, background, relationships, motivations, and powers of some of the most compelling characters in movie history. Today, we're going to be talking about John Wick, the legendary hitman and main character of the John Wick film series.
You ready, John?
Yeah.
With his incredible skills as a hitman, his complex psychology, and his deep sense of loyalty and honor, John Wick has captured the hearts of moviegoers around the world. Join us as we explore what makes John Wick such an interesting and compelling character.
John Wick. The man. The myth. The legend.
John Wick is a character that has captured the hearts of moviegoers around the world. With his incredible skills as a hitman, his complex psychology, and his deep sense of loyalty and honor. Let's dive deeper into what makes him such an interesting and compelling character.
You want to kill him? You want to kill him? I want to kill him. What about you, Mr. Wick?
I'm going to kill you.
First, John Wick's psychology is a crucial aspect of his character that drives his actions and shapes his relationships with those around him. His loss and grief are the most defining factors in his psychology, as they are the catalyst for his need for revenge.
John, I'm sorry I can't be there for you, but you still need someone to love. I love you, John. Your best friend, Helen.
After the death of his wife, John is left with a deep sense of emptiness and purposelessness. He had retired from his life as a hitman in order to start a new life with her, but her death shattered that dream. In his grief, he becomes isolated and withdrawn from the world, consumed by his anger and desire for revenge. John's anger is a manifestation of his love for his wife, which makes her death all the more tragic. She was the one thing in his life that brought him peace and happiness, and her death shattered that illusion. His love for her is what fuels his need for revenge and makes him willing to do whatever it takes to get it.
Tell them all. Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them all.
However, John's actions are not motivated by a sense of justice or morality. He is not seeking to bring balance to the world or punish those who have done wrong. His actions are purely driven by a need for retribution. He wants to make those who have wronged him suffer as he has suffered, and he is willing to put himself in danger to achieve that goal. Despite his anger and need for revenge, John is not a heartless killer. He is a man who values loyalty and honor, and he has a deep sense of respect for those who have earned it. His relationships with his mentor, Winston, and his friend, Marcus, show that he is capable of kindness and compassion. However, his need for revenge often puts these relationships in jeopardy. John Wick's psychology is a complex and multifaceted aspect of his character. His loss and grief drive his need for revenge, but his loyalty and honor keep him grounded. He is a man who is capable of great violence, but also great kindness. His psychology is what makes him such an interesting and compelling character, and it is what keeps audiences coming back for more. John Wick's background is a significant factor in shaping his character and motivations. His upbringing in Belarus under the guidance of his father, a former assassin for the Rusker Roma, provides insight into his early training and the development of his deadly skills. From a young age, John was taught the art of killing and became an assassin himself. His training and experience in the criminal underworld allowed him to gain a reputation as one of the most skilled hitmen in the business. He was known for his precision and efficiency, and his reputation earned him the nickname Baba Yaga, a nod to his deadly skills and the mythological Russian witch who was feared by all.
What are you doing, John?
Looking at you.
Come here.
However, after falling in love with his wife, John decided to leave his life as a hitman behind and start anew. He retired from the criminal underworld and tried to build a new life with his wife. Unfortunately, her death shattered that dream and forced him back into the life he had tried to leave behind. John's background as a hitman is a significant factor in shaping his character and motivations. His experiences in the criminal underworld and his reputation as a deadly assassin make him a force to be reckoned with. However, his decision to retire from that life and start anew with his wife shows that he is capable of change and growth.
You armed?
The fact that John was able to retire from his life as a hitman and attempt to build a new life with his wife shows that he is not simply a heartless killer. He has a desire for something more than just violence and death, and his love for his wife gives him a sense of purpose beyond his life as an assassin. However, his return to the criminal underworld after her death shows that his past will always be a part of him, and that he will never truly be able to escape it. John Wick's background as a hitman provides important context for his character and motivations. His experiences in the criminal underworld and his reputation as a deadly assassin make him a formidable opponent, but his decision to retire from that life and attempt to build a new life with his wife shows that he is capable of change and growth. His return to the criminal underworld after her death shows that his past will always be a part of him, and that he will never truly be able to escape it. Some of John Wick's greatest moments in his movies include his intense fight scenes, where he showcases his incredible skills as a hitman. The nightclub fight scene in the first film is a standout moment, as John takes on multiple enemies with guns and hand-to-hand combat. The mirror room fight scene in John Wick Chapter 2 is another great moment, as John fights off two assassins while navigating a maze of mirrors. The motorcycle chase in John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is also an impressive sequence, as John uses his bike as a weapon to take down several enemies. But, as with any character, John Wick also has his lowest moments. The death of his beloved dog in the first film is a particularly tragic moment, as it sets off his rampage of revenge. His injury in John Wick Chapter 2 is also a low point, as it makes it difficult for him to continue fighting. The betrayal he experiences in John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, when he is shot off a building by Winston, is another low point. What makes John Wick such a great character is his complexity. He can be seen as both a superhero and a villain, depending on your perspective. On one hand, he is a skilled and deadly hitman who will stop at nothing to get revenge. On the other hand, he is a man who has suffered great loss and is fighting for what he believes is right. His code of honor and loyalty to those he cares about, along with his incredible skills as a hitman, make him a compelling and interesting character to watch.
And you, Jonathan, do what you do best.
What's that?
Hunt.
John Wick's motivations are driven by his desire for revenge against those who have wronged him. His wife's death and the death of his dog are the two events that set off his need for retribution. He seeks justice for their deaths and will stop at nothing to get it. He is also motivated by his code of honor and loyalty to those he cares about, which often puts him in dangerous situations. Throughout the John Wick film series, John's character undergoes development and growth. He starts off as a man who is consumed by his grief and desire for revenge, but as the films progress, he begins to question the morality of his actions and his place in the world. He becomes more aware of the consequences of his actions and starts to question whether his violent lifestyle is worth the cost.
Jonathan, just walk away.
Yeah, Jonathan. Walk away.
John has several important relationships throughout the films, including his friendship with Winston, his mentorship of Sophia, and his romance with his wife. He also has a deep bond with his dog, which becomes a symbol of his grief and a motivation for his revenge. However, his relationships are often complicated by his past as a hitman and his need for revenge, which puts those he cares about in danger.
John is a man of focus, commitment, and sheer will.
John Wick's powers and abilities are what make him such a formidable hitman. He is highly skilled in the use of firearms, hand-to-hand combat, and tactical strategy. He is able to take on multiple enemies at once and has a high level of accuracy and precision with his weapons. He is also highly skilled in driving and motorcycle riding, which he uses to his advantage in several of his fights. Additionally, he is able to improvise weapons from everyday objects, such as using a book as a weapon or a pen to stab his enemies. His high pain tolerance and ability to fight through injuries also contribute to his skills as a hitman. Overall, John Wick is a character that is both fascinating and complex. His psychology, background, relationships, motivations, and abilities all contribute to making him one of the most compelling characters in recent movie history. Whether you see him as a hero or a villain, there's no denying that John Wick is a character that leaves a lasting impression.
Fools. He didn't shoot. Consequences.
Thank you for watching this episode of Director's Choice, where we explored the character of John Wick. We hope you enjoyed learning more about his psychology, background, relationships, motivations, and powers. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions on your favorite movie characters and stories. And as always, stay tuned for our next episode of Director's Choice.